All right, so today one that comes up on occasion, although not super often, is what do you do when you keep getting that greasy film across right through here on your lenses? Well, incidentally, that is unrelated to anything you're doing necessarily, but we'll take a look at usually what the root cause is and how to fix that, and surprisingly, it's nothing to do with how you clean your glasses. So for starters, if you're new here, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, all that good stuff, because it keeps me here, keeps you coming back. Hopefully, if you remember to ring the little bell thing, or whatever that is these days, and then we can keep this show on the road and having fun and helping you and yeah, all that fun stuff. Now, on to what you're actually here for, hopefully, is that smeary mess that happens on your glasses. Happens on these for me, and it's just annoying. You can't really quite make it out on this one because I keep it pretty clean, but as you can see, right here is the root cause. That is actually sitting right against that brow line. Now, there's a few different things you can do to tweak that, and hopefully you've got the room there so that you can tweak it, but more importantly is just you want it to look good and still function good and not have that smeary mess on the lenses, right? Well, incidentally, with frames with nose pads, it is a little bit easier to fix. If it is an acetate frame, that is a plastic frame all the way around where the pads are built into it, it's a little bit different story. It can still be done, but it requires a little bit more advanced manipulation that you can do by hand to some degree, actually manipulating the frame. But more often than not, those actually need sent in and built up so that area is larger and thicker and lifts it out just a little bit. And that's what we need to do here is we actually need to bring the frame out just a little bit or drop it a little bit. And as I said, there's a few different ways to get there, of course. Down is one, so that it's not sitting on the brows, or out is another, so it's not sitting right here up against that brow line. But yeah, on this particular frame, I don't want to drop it too much just because if I drop it more, I've got to bring these nose pads out, which means you're going to be staring at the nose pads through the lens if I do that. And as you can see right now, they mostly just kind of go with the frame. If you're looking at it straight on, you're not seeing a significant amount of nose pad sticking around on either side. So in order to do that, it's a little hard to do by hand, but I know most of you watching this video don't have fancy tools, so I'm trying to be helpful here. And of course, I'm fighting titanium, which is not easy to bend and adjust. So essentially, what you want to do is bring these pad arms that way, away from the bridge of the frame, so that the whole thing slides forward when it's resting on your nose, right? Because if we take it right here where it is, and we move the position of those pads outwards away from the frame front, that's going to bring the frame out away from your face, right? So we're going to take, and in this case, as I mentioned, it's not super easy manipulation to make. And of course, you don't want to drag your nails across that front edge of the frame because you can definitely scratch those lenses up. So do be careful, do be cautious of that. Nobody wants scratched lenses while you're trying to solve one problem and create 6 more, right? Got just enough there. And honestly, I have been meaning to do this for almost a year for these, but I wear them so infrequently, it's not a huge issue. But there you go. It's that simple. Now you can see I can, yeah, I can do all that. And now my brows are not rubbing right up against there. Now it still is a little close for you. Really angry. You can feel it just brush there. So I'd bring that out just a little bit more. And at this point, I actually would bring those nose pads apart just a smidgy bit, but you still want to keep that angle at kind of the same place so it does sit there right on the nose. As I mentioned, of course, you can do this with tools, but most of you don't have those handy. Now, here's the negative of this, and you can probably see it already a little bit. It does make the frame a little bit larger, and particularly gives the impression of it being larger because it's sitting further away from the plane of your face. But if you have a stronger prescription, you do want to be wary of doing this because it does tweak that a little bit. And that's why it's important to have all this done before you make lenses. My prescription is not strong enough that is a worry or a concern. And yeah, that last little bit was just enough. So we've still got the frame sitting right here, even with the brows, but it is not excessively touching anymore. So there you go. Something I've been struggling with for a year myself because I've been waiting to do this video for you guys and it just didn't work out, but there you go. Super simple. Now you've got the problem of you still have these greasy smears up here. What do you do to fix that problem? Well, that's actually super simple. You just need to clean the glasses, but you need to do it with something that's going to break up that oil. Now, I won't recommend using Dawn significantly or regularly on your glasses because it can degrade the coatings on them over time and extended use. But for this one time, while you've got all that oily buildup up here that you need to get rid of, I will recommend it because it breaks that up really, really well. So that's going to take all the oil out from around the rim of the frame, and it's going to do a really good job to get those back in that really good, clean condition. Nothing too crazy on either end of it as far as in the short term, so it's fine. If you have it, an ultrasonic cleaner with the right solution in it, take the lenses out, drop the frame in there, that's going to get all that oily buildup out from around the rim of the frame. Then just wash the lenses as you would with any lens cleaning solution and continue on that way, and you will be just fine. Because now you've got your smeary film off. Now this film's not coming back and building up here around the rim. And odds are, if you have been fighting hazing issues on your lenses nonstop, it is touching somewhere and causing those oils to build up around the rim of the frame. Acetates are a little bit different depending on how close the frame fits, and you do want the frame to fit really close. So as I mentioned, do be cautious of doing this adjustment because you can throw off so many other things. But that's it. This one's pretty simple. There's nothing too crazy about it unless you start getting really deep into it. Some of you don't like when I do that, so sorry for you. Yeah, we're not going to do that today. Easy peasy, simple, done. Let me know if this video helped you or if I just drove you insane the entire time. That's fine too. It's all the same to me as long as you comment down there something or don't, whatever. But that's all I've got on this one. I will catch you guys next time, and maybe, just maybe, we'll have some more fun.